Let's talk about how your journey started. So you moved to the US when you were just 15 years old. Can you tell me about the moment when you first landed in Wyoming and what led you to move halfway across the world, leaving your family in Taiwan?
I was so young, I was literally just a kid. The first thing I noticed like how far I'm from home is when the plane was landing in Wyoming in the airport. And I look out of the window and see there is literally nothing but a runway and a shack. They call it airport. And at that moment, I was just in shock. Just like, oh my God, I'm so far away from home. And this place is so strange. And I'm gonna start a year of my life here without anyone I know, with a foreign language I don't really speak, and with all the food I don't understand, like how to taste it, to enjoy it. And so that realization was, in one word, is I was shocked. And seeing my host family was so kind and so compassionate and enthusiastic to greet me. And I feel like, okay, I love this group of people, but I'm still in this process of how I see this place, how I see myself, how I live here. And so that's the start of my American journey.
Yeah, and I mean, that must have taken a lot of courage. I don't think at 15 years old I would have been able to move halfway across the world. Why did you want to leave Taiwan?
I think it was when I was in middle school, I went to this private middle school that I didn't have a great experience there. They implement in this very traditional, Taiwanese education system is like you have to get a good grade to go into the high school, and with this entrance test. So for that 3 years, the method they educate kids was not very suited for me. So for all that, it's like in my mind, I always just want to escape the system. So it's like a very innate feeling to tell me I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. So when I see this exchange program and the ad in the magazine, and I told my parents, it's like, I really want to do this. Can I try this? At least to try to do something else. At first, my mom was like, you're crazy. You're 15 and you're a kid. I'm not sending you alone to live with a group of strangers across Pacific Ocean. And my mom was just like, go ask your dad. If your dad said yes, we would do it. And my mom was just like, my mom was so sure my dad was not gonna say yes. And my dad looked at the ads. It's like, let's do it. Why not? It's your life and you're supposed to experience it if this is what you really want to do. And my parents had this huge argument about whether to send me, and they eventually came into the conclusion that, yeah, let's do it. So that's how my family just like sent me to this foreign country for me to start my journey.
And at that age, did you have a real passion for art and drawing?
I think, yes. I always have a great passion with art and doing anything creative. My brother and I were twins, and we always, growing up, reading mangas, children's books. We're so into drawings and doing anything, crafting. We're just very creative kids, like growing up, and we love to do anything like music, and just draw, play video games. Always into this like more stimulated, entertaining side of human. And so yes, and that even though I was so young, I didn't know what I wanted to do as a career or going to the major in college. I think there's always in the back of my mind that I want to do something that's creative related. Yeah.
And fast forward from 15, you did college in the US. You've been working in the US for most of your adult life. Well, yes. Yeah, for all your adult life, yeah. Right? And what has it been like navigating the US's art world as a Taiwanese?
I think as a Taiwanese working in a US art world, I think there is an assigned foreignness. I think that's not really a Taiwanese issue. I think it's an immigrant, as an Asian immigrant living in the US. I think as a society and culture-wise, for me to observe so long for like past almost 20 years living there, I think people will give you this unique identity. Is that, oh, you're from Taiwan, so there's a certain area you don't understand. So for that reason, they probably won't hire me for a certain project. And that is, and I see this progression is like people start, oh, we need to, no matter what ethnicity you are part of this country. But like, I went there when I was in the early 2000s, and now it's 2024. We see this progression that's great, but there is still some people have this mindset that, oh, you're different. So because you're different, it's not we don't like you, it's because you're different. I don't think you understand fully about this subject matter, so we're not going to use you. So I think...
Like what kind of subject matter?
I think it's more like me feel myself got put in a box. It's that I have to illustrate something that is Taiwanese related or Chinese culturally related or, you know, some Lunar New Year related things. It's great. I think everybody, all the Asian Americans supposed to be assigned these kind of culturally correct project to them. But for me, I can do way more than that. I want that more openness in the Western world. And yeah.
And after you'd been in San Francisco for a year, you came out. Yeah. And how did that impact your life? And did it also have an influence on your illustrations?
After coming out, there's a sense of freedom just come out of my mind and just clicked. A burden just lifted. And I started enjoying what I do so much. And I just focus 100% on my art. And like I can see my work just dramatically progress. And everybody can see it, but oh, your work is different. It's so you now. Like, what's different? It's like, the difference is I'm being me. So coming out has a huge impact of my work and a huge impact of my career.
That's great. That's great to hear. And your clients are some big names, the New York Times, the Washington Post and ESPN. What do you think it is about your style as an illustrator that appeals to those major media outlets?
I think my work is always, when you see that as a very, very vibrant color, very dynamic line, I always try to project my work with a vibe, a sense of positivity, a sense of joyfulness, and also hopeful. So I think my clients see those things that, oh yeah, we want this type of messages and vibes to project in our brands. I think probably that's the way I can explain it myself. But yeah, like I love happy things. I love people to see my work and to be happy too.
I definitely got that sense of joy as well from seeing your illustrations.
And my work
I
is
love the colours.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're now back in Taiwan doing some freelance work here, seeing family. What's it like being back?
Taiwan is so familiar, but I was away for so long. So for me, just like I need maybe like a week or two to like regroup myself. It's like I can't say this word. It's too forward. I'm being too loud. I'm being too straightforward. People are scared of my interaction of my words. So that's just an adjustment period. But working with Taiwanese people, there's a sense of like so close. It's like that collaborative, like that cultural closeness with them. It's just like it's so easy to work with Taiwanese brand and Taiwanese clients. Yeah.
And on that, what are your thoughts on Taiwan's art scene or illustrators here?
I think Taiwan has massive amount of talented artists here, but we haven't really break out of our Taiwan, like the geographical territory yet. So I would encourage artists, it's like, we need chance to, get your work out somewhere, to Japan, to Korea, to different countries to collaborate with different artists, because the collaborative experience is such a big drive for artists to grow and to see different things. So, and also it's the thing is like, artists always just tend to be a cat. We work for ourselves, but working with someone is actually a major part of an artist's life.
And my final question is that you've told me before about not wanting to be defined by your nationality or identity. What do you hope is the version of Alec that people see?
I want to see the version of Alec that is out loud and proud and is Taiwanese and always just giving people, joyfulness and just happiness, like seeing my work, and always just enjoy my work, and everybody just like can share that and just like, build a community and supportive group because of my work. Yeah.